This is a Meet the Teacher or Get to Know Me video. Hi everyone, welcome to our homeschool table. My name is Jerilyn. I'm a mom of 3 kids, ages 10, 3, and 1. This is a collaboration with Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way. There's a playlist linked down in the description box of all of the other moms that will be participating in this month's collaboration. So don't forget to check that out when you're done with this video. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. It's free. And hit the like button if you enjoy homeschool content, organization, and planning. Hit the notification bell as well so that you don't miss out when I post a new video. Okay, so today's collaboration has 10 questions. Well, really 1 informational and 9 other questions. So we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. The first thing is that I'm going to introduce myself. So like I said before, I am Jerilyn. I am a mom of 3 kids. I am 41 years old. When I was in 2nd grade is kind of the first time that I remember wanting to be a teacher. And in college, I wound up going down the human development path, and I got a master's in teaching for elementary and early childhood. I wound up subbing for about 3.5 years. Then I taught 2nd grade for half of a year. And then after that, I became a kindergarten teacher. I was a kindergarten teacher for 6 years, and I loved all of it. One fun fact about me is that when I was in college, I became a yoga instructor, and I taught a fitness style of yoga called Yoga Fit. And I actually taught yoga for 15 years, I think. And I only really stopped a couple of years ago because the club that I worked at was really far away from where we live now. And so I stopped teaching, and we don't really have any yoga studios out here. So I just haven't taught in a while, but I still enjoy yoga. I always feel better when I do it, but I am not super consistent about it. I really enjoy being outside in the sunshine, but also really like the fact that we have air conditioning that we can come inside to. I love going on walks and going to the park and just being outside. Okay, so that's enough about me. Now let's get to the more homeschooling side of things. So the second question is, how many years have you been homeschooling? So honestly, I kind of feel like homeschooling starts when you have a child, because as the parent, you are always teaching your child and seeing all of the little developmental milestones along the way from the time they're just born all the way up through the time that they leave your house. So I guess in that sense, I've been homeschooling for 10 years. But for these purposes, I've been homeschooling. This is the start of our 6th year. We started in 2019 when my daughter was starting kindergarten, and we have been homeschooling ever since then. So the third question is, do you have a homeschool style? And I would say yes. I have an eclectic style with a Charlotte Mason literature-based flair to it. So in a nutshell, what that means is that I like short lessons. I like to teach a feast of subjects with literature as kind of the basis. But I piece together all of our curriculums in a very eclectic manner. I don't just choose one company or one curriculum to go with. I pick and choose from many different curriculum companies. So just to give you kind of an idea of what we do in our homeschool, we do the main core subjects of language arts, math, science, and then history, geography. And then the enrichment studies that we include are poetry, picture study or artist study, music or composer study, nature study, hymn study, and then we also work on developing good habits and character study. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite subject to teach? Now, hands down, without a doubt, I love teaching reading. I always have. When I was teaching kindergarten, that was my favorite subject to teach. We had small groups back then. So when it came to choosing a reading curriculum, I went with All About Reading, and we did all 4 levels, and I loved all of the levels. So not only did I love the phonics and phonemic awareness and things like that. I also really enjoy instilling a love of reading and good books or good literature. So when my daughter was in kindergarten, I taught her to read with the All About Reading program. We also used a program called 5 in a Row, and I used volume 1 when she was in kindergarten. So we read one book over the course of the whole week and read it multiple times throughout that week, and then did little unit studies on those books. So we would incorporate some math or science topics or geography and things like that. It was really fun, and I can't wait to do it again when my next two children are in that kind of phase of learning. Okay, question number 5. If you could only choose 3 homeschool tools, what would they be? Now for me, that's kind of easy. I immediately thought of these 3 things, but really I would need a 4th thing to go along with one of them. So can I just do 4 instead? So number 1 would be a printer, which of course I would then need a computer to be able to use the printer. Number 2 would be a planner to jot everything down and organize all of the things that I would want to plan out. And the 3rd thing would be my erasable friction pens. I have them in an array of rainbow colors, and I really love them. This is the only pen that I use in my planner because I have to be able to erase and move things around. So definitely friction pens. The 6th question is, what inspires you as a homeschool teacher? So in Deuteronomy 6, 4 through 7, I'm just going to read it here. It says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. And these words that I command you today shall be on your heart. You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise." So one of the most important things that we can do in our homeschool is to teach our children about God and how to understand the Bible. And we really want them to come to a personal faith in Jesus. And we really feel like the best place to be able to do that is here in our home, in our homeschool. We also want them to be able to love learning and become lifelong learners. We want them to do that by just following the things that they are passionate about or the things that they really want to know about. We also really want them to become hard workers and be able to use their gifts in ministry for God's kingdom when they are older. And as my husband always reminds our kids, our job is to teach them to be good adults. And so we just really want them to have a solid foundation of how to take care of a household and how to become a good learner and how to become a hard worker. And so those are all things that are really important that inspire us to homeschool. Question number 7 is, are you an early bird or a night owl? Now, funny enough, whenever I get asked this question, I always say neither. I am a middle of the day person, and that could not be more true. I really have to push myself to get up early in the morning, and by early I mean like 7 o'clock, and I have to push myself to go to bed early though as well. I guess I would kind of lean a little bit more towards the night owl side, but I really just enjoy about 8 to 9 hours of sleep, which means that I can't really stay up too late, and I definitely don't want to get up too early. Question number 8 is, what is your favorite treat? So I drink a couple of cups of coffee every morning, and I make some delicious homemade peppermint mocha creamer, and I really love that every morning. But a special treat would be that on Fridays, my kids and I, go to a coffee shop that's just a couple doors down from our house, and we really love to get a coffee and cinnamon rolls. And this has been something that my daughter and I have been doing since the other kids weren't even born yet. We started actually right around the time that we started homeschooling. And so that has just been a fun Friday tradition. And sometimes we do go to other places. We'll drive to some towns that are around us and go to a different coffee shop or bakery or something like that. But generally on Fridays, you can find us about 5 houses down getting coffee and cinnamon rolls. Question number 9 is, do you prep and plan or go with the flow? And I am definitely a planner. Back in middle school, I think, is when they gave us planners at school, and I enjoyed writing in them. I'm not sure how good I was at actually marking things off and things like that, but I thought they were fun to write everything down in. I then went to college and found a planner that I really loved when I was at college, and I used that every year that I was there to plan my schoolwork and my work schedule and my yoga teaching schedule and all of those things. And so still I love planners. I have used, I think this is our 6th year, and I think I'm on the 4th different type of planner that I use. And so I really love planning and planners and organizing and all of those things. And question number 10 is, what is something you really enjoy outside of being a homeschool parent? And the first thing that comes to mind that I am very involved with is volunteering at my church. I am a leader of 2 different ministries there. The first one that I have been doing the longest is a kids choir program. I'm not in charge of the actual choir teaching or anything like that. So I'm just the administrative person. And then I'm also in charge of the check-in team for the kids ministry that we have. We have those little printout labels that you get when you check in. And so I'm in charge of the team of people that run check-in. So I have about 17 people or so that I lead in between those 2 ministries, and I've been doing that since 2018. I really enjoy meeting new families at church and things like that. We have a pretty large church. It's between 500 to 700 people on any given week. So it's a really good way for me to be able to connect with other families and kids and things like that. So that was all 10 questions answered here on this Meet the Teacher collaboration. Thank you so much for coming today. I hope that you learned something new about me. Now, I want you to go down to the comment box and tell me something about yourself that you haven't told me before. It could be something about you personally. It could be something about your homeschool or your kids, or just some random embarrassing moment that you had. But I would just love to hear some things about you. Thank you to Abby from Rooted in Rest and Jessica from the Waldock Way for hosting the Show and Tell collaboration. Don't forget to check out the description box down below so that you can see all of the other moms that are introducing themselves in this month's collaboration. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's free, and push the like button, especially if something made you smile or be encouraged today, and hit the notification bell so that you know when I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll see you next time.